Hey, it's Clay at ClayTrader.com. This will be the weekly review of the Power Profit Scan newsletter, which is a part of the Inner Circle subscription service that I offer. Now, before I go any further, a couple quick disclosures as always. First off, am I trying to imply or make it seem like every single alert I send out is a winner? Absolutely not. Nobody is perfect. No scanner is perfect. There is no such thing as a perfect trader. So yeah, losses happen, but that also is the very, very important point here, that because losses happen, this is why risk management, risk control is so important, because while losses do happen, winners also happen. So when those winning trades do come along, you want to make sure that you have strategies and rules in place that allow you to take advantage of those winning trades that will come along. There's no doubt about it, you're going to win, but there's also no doubt about it, because nothing's perfect, you'll lose. So that's why risk control, risk management is so important. And if you've watched past videos in the series, you know that I've shown plenty of trades that don't quite act out. And I may or may not show some of those in this very video here, but I won't offer up any other spoilers. Second disclosure and kind of more so explanation than anything else is we are going to be going back and looking at the week of May 13th. Clay, why are you going so far back into the past? That's a fair question. Two reasons. First off, it's just simply giving the chart plenty of time to play out so we know what's actually happened. And then second, it's just a matter of being fair to those people that have paid to become members. You know, the last thing I would want is for somebody to pay and then see what they paid for out there for free. I'm sure you can imagine those people may be feeling, ripped off a little bit. So it's just a matter of giving everything plenty of time to play out and then also being fair. So with that being said, let's get to it. But first, before anything else, let's establish some context up front. It's been a while since I've done this, but I want to do this. Again, I know many of you enjoy it. But let's just, like I said, set up context in terms of some alternative places that you could put your money. So this is, from bank rate, and you could go to, your bank, or really just kind of, this is a national search. So the best rates for June right now, you can see right here, the best that is out there is 1 year for 2.7%. Let me say that again. 1 year for 2.7%. So just keep that in mind as we go through the numbers. So two questions that I get all the time, which makes good sense. Hey, Clay, what prices do you cover? I don't really care about price. I care about probabilities of success. So my main focal point is not, okay, I only have to do a certain price range. No, I just want to focus on things that I think will bring, myself and members profits. So that is my main criteria. And as you'll see, we're going to cover several price ranges as we go throughout. And like I said, if you've watched my past videos, you've seen some videos we're talking about a stock that's trading for a penny, and then the next stock we're talking about something that's up over $100. So, price is very, very low on the priority list. Second, hey, Clay, when do you send these out? These are all sent out over the weekend. That way you have plenty of time to think and look things over. It's nothing like, you get a text message and then you have to run and make a quick rash decision. Nothing like that. Plenty of time for everybody to think. So first alert that we're going to talk about here was a little bit unique because usually I don't necessarily talk about, short-sided trades. But from this, I just simply called it two choices because the pattern here, which we, in the community call the hooch pattern, was definitely a potential short-sided trade. But as the chart looked like now, it was also a valid potential long-sided trade. So you could go either way. But the nice thing about this one, as you're about to see, is, the chart kind of showed its hands in terms of what direction it wanted to go with how it opened up. But, at this point, it was really kind of two choices, either a long-sided or because of that hooch pattern there, a short-sided trade. So let's see how it played out. And keep in mind, right now we're talking about a stock that's, up over $40. So here was the chart going into the week. And if you're not familiar, short means you make money if prices are going down. So I'll just leave it at that. But yes, and that I remember that was always kind of a mind-blowing, wait, what? You can make money when price is going down? Yes, in the market, you can make money no matter what direction the price goes. So if somebody is going short or shorting, that means they want to see prices go down. So I mentioned how the chart kind of tipped its hand right there. And you can see on that Monday, the price gap down. So right there, all right, well, this is probably not going to be a long-sided setup with the gap down. So right there is where, it kind of tilted its hand towards, all right, probably being bearish. And you can see the typical back test right there came back up. So plenty of opportunity for people that want to take advantage of the short. And there's some interesting dynamics going on. The high of there was 45.95. So from, short-sided people being able to get in with a good entry point, not have to worry about getting stopped out. And then you can see right there, remember, we're going short, so prices going down from this point forward are a good thing. And you can see, yeah, prices did indeed go down to the hooch pattern in full effect. And you can see it dropped down further and further, and that move right there was good for 20.8%. So a nice move to the downside. Now, I'm not saying anybody played it perfectly, and as is kind of the policy. Let's say you screwed up half the trade. All right, fine, 10.4% in basically a couple weeks. What do we just see? Let's see, 10% in a couple of weeks or 2.7% for 1 year. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take that 10% in 2 weeks. So yeah, not a massive number, but still good, solid amount, especially when you consider, your other choices out there. But nice way to start off the week in terms of a short-sided trade. But like I was saying, even if you don't short, I would highly recommend you learn about it. But the vast majority are always long-sided trades. This was a unique situation because of that hooch pattern that I couldn't resist. So I threw it out there, and yeah, as you saw, it worked out quite nicely. The next alert is coming from the section of the newsletter where this is geared more towards people that are going through the classes I offer, because when those people are going through those classes, they're getting the knowledge. So really all I have to do is give them a ticker symbol, and because they have that knowledge, they can take the ticker symbol and then go and apply the strategy to that particular ticker. So here, this was geared towards what we call the trampoline trading strategy, and the one that I want to look at was NBEV. If you're curious, that one would have been a nice little winner right there. And that one would have been a no play. There was never any signals or anything. But NBEV, let's take a look at this one. Again, no chart here because these people would be going through that class and would know exactly, what to be looking for, and they'd be armed with the knowledge they need. So here is what the chart looked like going into the week. And you can see right there the chart, and then boom, it really comes to life. And this is where I like this. This is probably my favorite one just because it really does such a good educational example. Not from a marketing standpoint, because it's kind of a buzzkill where things were looking so good. And then all of a sudden, things just went, fell apart right there. And the point here is that, yeah, I get it. Sometimes things can be firing and looking great and, okay, this is going to be awesome. But you have to always be willing to admit, but things could just fall apart. So was this a losing trade? No, it wasn't a losing trade by any stretch of the imagination. But was it a very modest winner? Maybe even a break even for some people? Yeah, it was. And the kind of annoying part about that is at that point, things were looking very, very strong. Volume was increasing, and then it just petered out. So as traders, you have to acknowledge that, sometimes things that are looking really, really good can all of a sudden just look so, they just run out of steam, and it is what it is. So you take your small win, you take your modest win, or maybe you break even, or who knows, maybe even a small loss, and you just got to move on. But here's the best part, because this is why, and this is why I love these videos, because you can't make this stuff up. This is what's happening in the real world. If you get stubborn and say, no, it was looking so good, I refuse to sell because it was looking so good. Well, yeah, look what happened to this one. Absolutely fell apart. Totally fell apart. So think about it. You could have had a modest win, which is annoying, but what's more annoying? The modest win up around here, or getting stubborn and now all of a sudden this thing totally rolls over on you and you're looking at a big old loss. So yes, this one, it was a winner, but not really. It was a very, very modest winner. But the point here being, yeah, sometimes things start off and then they start off great and then they can fall apart, but don't get stubborn because you never know. Something like this could be waiting around the corner for you, and that's what you want to avoid. Our next one here was in the pullback category, ticker symbol GENE, and you'll see the price range now. We're talking about a stock that's down below $2. So we've gone from $40. So you're seeing right now the range of things. So right here, the big thing was do not chase, and let's just see if some more panic hits it and it pulls back. So let's see how this one played out. So the week plays out and the price starts to pull back some more. Gets down to $1, but yeah, not quite close enough. I suppose if I really wanted to, I could manipulate the numbers and be like, okay, yeah, and you got in right there. But no, that wasn't quite close enough. And then you can see a nice little bounce does actually happen. But then it pulls back and just pure nastiness. And this is, this was definitely a losing alert, and why risk management is so important, because, you could have gotten filled on that same day, gotten an entry point, and then been stopped out in that same day. And you can see, just take the stop because this thing only got worse as time has gone by and just continued to drop. So yeah, it pulled back and it would have been a losing trade, but keep the loss small, keep it all controlled like I started off the video talking about, and you just got to stick with the strategy. So for the final one we're going to look at, once again, same exact type thing, a pullback play, WKHS, and premise, I made the comment about how it's looking shaky up here. So right now things are looking shaky. Or in other words, let's see if things can pull back. You don't want to be chasing and buying up here. But yeah, let's see if things could pull back some. So how did this one play out? And then once more as a reminder, right now we're talking about a sub $2 stock. So price range is all over the place. So let's see how this one all worked out. So went down there and got the entry point right around that area. And you can see from there, a little bit of patience was required. And then all of a sudden things came to life. And they came to life that much more and went all the way up there, hit just shy of $3 for a 128% move. I mean, think about that. You had the exact same strategy, a pullback play, and it totally just, it kept on going and kept on going downwards. But that's why you keep losses controlled. You keep them managed because you never know when something like this comes along, which totally booms in your favor. Now, am I saying anybody played it perfectly for 128%? No. Let's say you screwed up again half the trade. All right, well, that's still a good 64%. So, 64% for a month, give or take, not a month, a couple of weeks, not too bad at all compared to 1 or 2.7% for an entire year. But the idea overall is that, yeah, all it takes is a couple solid ones. WDC, nice solid move. This one, a big old move. And just keep losses controlled. So yeah, NBEV, super, super annoying. But it is what it is. That wasn't even really a losing trade, just an annoying trade. And then you had NE, and that one turned out to be, assuming you were disciplined, which is the whole point, a small loss. And there you go, WKHS, kind of the knight in shining armor that showed up to save everything. But yeah, overall, a great way to kind of end things with a big old boomer here. And just because one setup may not work doesn't mean you got to totally give up on it. If you are interested in joining the community where, like I said, you get not only this newsletter and all these alerts, but there's also a live chat room where there's alerts that I make. I put out watch lists every morning. It's a very structured environment. We have the big rule right here. So it's just very clear cut alerts, and it's a great group, and it works very, very nicely. And there's also the mobile app, so it's not like you have to stay chained to your computer or anything like that. It's a matter of you being able to stay in touch wherever you are, whatever your kind of situation is. So definitely check that out. And really it comes down, if you're running the numbers on the $99, the question you need to ask yourself is, do I think that this all can help me make more than $8.25 per week? Not per day, per week. If you think the service can help you make more than $8.25 per week, then you will get more than what that investment is right there of $99. And then, of course, if you go for 1 year and get the 3 months free, then the $8.25 number goes even lower that you would need to make per week. But we'll take $99, and like I said, that is the question, $8.25 per week. So that is how it all works, and good. I'm glad that we had some good, solid learning lessons here. And yeah, go sign up. I look forward to getting to know you better, and I'll see you on the inside.